Welcome back. Thanks again for joining us in this edition of the SABC TNA Business Briefing. We're unpacking your 2013-2014 crime statistics. Just before the break, we sort of outlined the nitty-gritty or the logistics when it comes to the stats. We get into the figures now. My guests are the Minister in the Police, Nkosinathi Nhleko. We also have his Deputy, Makgotso Magisutyu, with us, and Commissioner Ria Pierre. Thank you so much again for joining us. Let's now speak to the numbers. Murder up. It's sitting just over 17,000 cases reported in 2013-2014, Minister. That's an increase of about 800 within that particular time frame. Are these murders domestic affairs? Are they? Because that's been the defense for a while, saying murder rate in South Africa is often disputes from people who know each other, that South Africans should not be as alarmed as some say when it comes to murder. Speak to us about that stat.
No, firstly, I think we had stated this point up front ourselves, that we're extremely concerned about matters of this nature, but in our own observation, we also do think that the issue of murder, for an example, an attempted murder, in itself needs to be studied further and beyond just the incident. One of the concerning areas is that we still have got high levels of violence and aggression in our society. Because that's what that issue speaks to in large measure. So as you had said in your opening statement, for an example, that if you were to analyze further those statistics, the actual numbers, you'll discover that those are people who know each other, who share more or less the similar sort of circumference of a social circle and stuff. They are friends, they are relatives, they are whatever and so on. But you also come to the conclusion that it's not normal, it cannot be a normal thing that somebody walking on the pavement will just simply decide to murder another person, just as easy as that. So, in a sense, it then talks to the issue of social relations and the makeup and outlook of our society. And as a result thereof, we do need to understand that it's not solely and exclusively just a policing matter in a narrow sense. Yes, it is policing in terms of us having got to follow up cases and effecting arrests and so forth. But when you want to deal with the issue of reducing, you need to look at the causal effects and so forth, and that's where you need a multidisciplinary approach across society to begin to address the issue of violence and aggression.
So it's understanding the psyche of the society that we live in.
Exactly.
Deputy Minister, let me bring you in. A number of civil society groups lament or disapprove of the stats that show there's a decrease with regard to sexual-related offences, saying that people have now stopped reporting such crimes because of secondary victimization that they receive at the hands of police officers. Your take with regard to that, please.
Thank you very much, Ayanda. But before I respond to that one, let me just add on the issue of the increase of murders in South Africa. You must understand that amongst these warm bodies that we are talking about, the 800 plus for this financial year, we will be embarking, for instance, on the killing of the police, because a huge number of those are also from our own members that has been killed by the communities. Hence, we are pleading with the communities to work hand in hand with us in protecting the police. And secondly, maybe we should also indicate that when this matters happens, you get that in one incident, you get more than 4 or 5 murders. It's not 5 or 6 different cases or incidents in one example that I can just say that maybe we'll get that there is one scene, but more than 4 people has been killed, as it is happening currently. It might happen that if we don't pull up our socks as the community, work together with the police, we might even experience more of this kind of the increase of murders for this coming financial year. And also, Ayanda, there is always a problem, a serious problem that we are faced with, the Shibians. the liquor outlets is a problem. Because most of these murders, they happened in Shibins or on your way from the Shibin, and they happen at midnight at very awkward times. And then when you investigate, you discover that Shibins are always part of that. Therefore, we are in partnership with our sister department to try and assist in this field. Because as long as we have more Shibins than churches and schools in one area, then it's a problem. And also the distance of the Shibins from schools and from churches is also a problem. Then the research has shown that murders happened mainly along those areas. And then on the issue that you asked with regard to the sexual offenses that there must be an underreporting. I would say that 20 years down the line in our new democracy, we have tried our best as the police together with the communities to make life very easy for the people, especially when reporting such cases at the police station level. You know that previously it was difficult to get a woman at a certain shift at a police station, that we tried our best that at least to have 1 or 2 women at a shift in order then to make it easy for the complainant to talk to another woman when you experience such a kind of a problem or a challenge. And secondly, all our new police stations that we are building and the ones that we previously had, we tried as the department to have something that we call victim support center or victim support unit, where then we have volunteers, social workers who are on standby. When these people go to report such cases, there is a privacy that is rendered to our community. So we encourage people that they must not give up on reporting such cases. But at the moment, I don't believe that there is an underreporting. I've been almost to all these provinces. More than 60% of the police stations that I visited, I think they are trying their best. And the communities are also then coming out, they are reporting such cases. And please, don't report cases on Friday. And then on Monday, you go back and say that I'm coming to withdraw this case, because that one is also a problem. Thank you very much, Ayanda.
Thank you so much, Deputy Minister. We're going to take a quick ad break, and when we come back, Commissioner, I want to speak to you about whether or not police are in charge or in control and what the numbers reflect on the ground. Because just taking a look at the Twitter feeds, maybe it's just those who have access to technology who are lamenting the state of the police, saying that they've lost confidence in their officers. Incidents such as the Mido Masia case and also the recent one, the Oscar Pistorius case, where police perhaps mishandled the crime scene. Those go a long way in painting police officers with a negative brush, but we'll speak about that in just a moment. I know there are good men and women in blue who do a good job. The unfortunate part is that the bad apples get the headlines. So we'll be speaking about the image of policing and what the crime stats speak to with regard to that in just a moment. Quick ad break. Stay with us.